Hello everyone and welcome! Most of you may know that there are skins that are based on lore, but did you know that there is actually more than 40 of those skins? Some of them could be potentially based on lore. For example, Freljord Ashe has huge similarities with Avarosa, but we have no proofs that this skin would actually represent her. Some of the skins are actually straight up taken from the lore. I am pretty sure that everyone knows that Pre-Void Kassadin represents what he looked like before he was taken by the Void. Today I will try to show you skins that you probably don't even know are based on lore. So let's get started. Riot is good at hiding the connections between the skin and the story. Sometimes it is obvious and sometimes you need to dig deep in the lore. Lux is a great example. Spell Thief Lux was not released just because Riot thought that Lux would look cool in a hoodie. This skin is actually based on one of her abilities. Lux is incredibly good at mastering spells. In fact, she is so good that she can duplicate a spell in a matter of seconds just by watching someone casting it. This is why Lux is theoretically impossible to defeat with magic. For our next one, we have to move away from Demacia and straight into Noxus. In fact, we will have a look at the head of Noxus, Swain. Some of you may not know that the Swain that we look at in the game is not actually the real Swain. After he was raised to the Grand General, which is the highest position in Noxus, he received the royal armor that we can see on Tyrant Swain. This skin should be his classic skin, but because it is much higher quality than the default skin, I understand that we have to pay for it. As I said, sometimes the skins are obvious and sometimes they are hidden. Sometimes they are so obvious that they are hidden. Aatrox is an ancient warrior. To many, he is a god. Every time there is a war, Aatrox goes in, destroys everything, and then he disappears. We know him as the pure evil he is, but those that actually survived because of him describe him as an angel. Justicar Aatrox represents what he looks like to those that manage to survive. For our next few skins, we will hang around Zone. We know that Victor is a scientist dedicated to developing better, faster and stronger machines. One day he stole a powerful crystal from Piltover. This crystal was able to power up not only Victor's deadly machines, but also Victor himself. Only Jace realized how dangerous it is in Victor's hands, and so he decided to fight Victor and stop his machines. During this fight, he didn't kill Victor, but he destroyed the crystal. If, for some reason, Jace didn't destroy the crystal, Victor would turn himself into Creator Victor, and he would construct the Battlecast machines. All of the Battlecast skins are just machines that Victor would construct. But one of those skins has much deeper meaning. Back before Victor augmented himself, he was researching ways to augment and replace human body parts. This research was later stolen by Professor Stanwyck, who used it to revive Urgot. Because Stanwyck stole the technology, he wasn't able to completely master it. That's why Urgot looks the way he looks. Battlecast Urgot represents what he would look like if he was revived by Victor. Speaking of augmentations, there is one more champion that could be something more than he already is. As the citizens of Zone realized that augmentations actually help their lives, more and more people wanted to be augmented. Augmented Singed is exactly what would have happened if he decided to approach Victor and join the glorious evolution. At number 7, we have someone from the Shadow Isles. Before the Shadow Isles became the ruin it is now, It was a beautiful island. It was a home to many spirits. One of those was Maokai. When the corruption arrived, the spirits tried to fight back, but Maokai realized that the only way to survive would be to run. And so, he took control of a tree and escaped from the Shadow Isles. Now, Maokai is the last living being from the Shadow Isles. But, what if Maokai was too late? What if the corruption arrived before he was able to save the tree? This is where Haunted Maokai comes from. For the next one, we will have to move to Ionia. Here we have a champion that could have become the most powerful mage to ever live in this world. Even as a child, Syndra was incredibly powerful. In fact, she was so powerful that her masters had to seal away a portion of her powers so that she would be less dangerous. But Syndra was tired of this slow learning process. She felt betrayed by the masters, and she wanted to have her full powers to be released. And so, she killed the man who sealed her powers, and she became free. Of course, she knows nothing of balance between the light and the dark. She has the force, but not the control. Justicar Syndra shows us what would have happened if she fully mastered her powers. Before we leave Ionia, there is one more champion that we should talk about. Varus was one of the best archers in Ionia. He was chosen to be the warden for a secret Ionian temple. This temple was built as a prison for the great dark corruption of Ionia. If by any chance this corruption escaped, it could devour entire Ionia. Varus realized how dangerous this corruption was, and so he vowed to guard this place for the sake of the world. When Noxus invaded Ionia, Varus was furious. His friends were getting slaughtered, while he stood still and did nothing. But he couldn't take it any longer. He left the temple and fought back, one by one arrow, one kill. He drove back the Noxian troops. Unfortunately, when he returned, the temple was in ruins. The corruption was loose and it devoured everything around it, including Varus's parents. All he wanted now was revenge. He wanted to see every Noxian invader dead, but he couldn't do it on his own, not in this form. He walked into the heart of the temple and he absorbed the corruption. This is how Varus got corrupted. Riot stated that Arclight Varus is exactly what Varus looked like before he was corrupted. And finally, let's finish this list with the glory of Demacia. Back at the beginning of Jarvan's career as a leader, he wasn't the strong man that we know now. He was a leader, but he wasn't the kind of leader that would protect Demacia and his family. He wanted to achieve victory at any cost. Usually, that meant that he had to sacrifice a lot of lives. One day during a war, his troops got killed and he got captured by Urgot. Jarvan was sure that these were his final moments. A swift vertical strike from Garen split Urgot in half, and Jarvan was safe. But he was never the same. That day, he realized that if he was stronger, not only would he be able to save his own life, but also the lives of his soldiers. Without warning, he picked a few soldiers and left Demacia to find wisdom. During his travels, he killed many beasts and helped many innocent people. But one day, his troops encountered Shyvana. They noticed that she wasn't hostile, but no one had the courage to talk to her. No one but Jarvan. After a friendly chat, Shyvana told Jarvan that she lost her father in a fight with a dragon, and all she wanted now was revenge. And so, Jarvan joined Shyvana. Together, They combined their might and they brought the beast to justice. Shyvana landed the final blow as she ripped out the heart of the dragon. The battle is presented to us in a form of a skin. This would be the Dragon Slayer Jarvan. And with this, I have to end this list. I really hope you enjoyed my little presentation, and next time we may have a look at the lore of another place in Valorant. So thank you for coming, watching, liking, commenting, and as always, thank you, come again. What is your wildest dream? That would be walking on moon, actually. Can you sing the Game of Thrones theme like a cat? Meowing, I guess. Let's see.
Meow 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 meow.
I guess I can.